That was my first job after the war. I went to work for the Hollywood Bureau of the Associated Press with Bob Thomas, who recommended that I should be hired for it. When we met, we had a sort of common denominator background from the University Religious Conference at UCLA, where he had been very active. And he heard, or a friend of mine in the Navy heard that they were looking for some veterans to go out and and do some speeches to civic groups about tolerance. And we were made up of Catholic, Jewish, Black, Nisei, just representatives, Spanish, Hispanic. And we'd go around and just make talks about tolerance. And so through the University Religious Conference, I met Bob Thomas, who was already working for the AP and established their Hollywood Bureau. And we struck up a friendship right away. He recommended me to the bureau chief of the Associated Press, even though I had no real experience in newspapering and journalism, what have you. They looked at some of the things I had written, but they immediately hired me. And I went to work with the Hollywood Bureau of the AP, which we established in the Hollywood Citizen News on Wilcox Avenue, right in the heart of Hollywood. And I started out my rounds visiting the studios in a Jeep. You couldn't buy cars after the war, and I didn't want to pay money under the table, so I just got myself a Jeep. And they all thought that was fun when I would come in my Jeep on the lot where all these glamorous people would have these very fancy cars, but they were all very nice. They all wanted to be photographed with me in my Jeep. So it gave me an immediate nice entree into Hollywood. Little did I know I would have to depend on a Jeep for it. I was getting Hollywood news, interviews for the AP's Wire, which of course was the most powerful and most well-read wire service in the world. And it was, such a compliment for me to be working for them. When you say you work for the AP, it's such a wonderful entree. It's like now saying I write the column for Variety. The door is opened. Bob and I would sort of figure out what kind of stories and what kind of people to go after. First one I interviewed was Barbara Stanwyck, which is quite a start in your journalistic career to start off with a huge star like Barbara Stanwyck. She was working with Ray Milland at the time in a movie called California. Well, the first interview was not easy because, first of all, she kept me waiting an enormous amount of time, and I finally had to get back to the office. And I don't remember how we put it, but all I know is the word came back that she apologized and said, please come back to the set, which I did, of course, the very moment I got the invitation. And then we became very good friends